Robert Redford, rip to Robert Redford.
Yeah. He's a legend for sure.
Yeah.
I wasn't going to be able to bring my headphones and all that over here, man.
There's no way.
Yeah. Oh, no, you only so much you can carry at one time,
Yeah, maybe Bluetooth heads. What do you call them? Earbuds or something.
Well, I could call in if you want me to call in, but
No, that's fine. No, I was just saying, like, I have what do you call it? Lapel mics. I need to give you those.
yeah.
Hey, what's up, Sam Salinas? Bobby February's in here. What's up? Got a lot to talk about. It was a good discussion we had yesterday with Dyer on the show.
Yeah.
We talked about a lot of football. Talked about Cowboys, UTSA, UT football. We talked about Texas A&M and their big win over Notre Dame. That was a thriller. What's up, Matt Gomez? Tony Ornelas. Tex-Mex Frank in the house. Sean Quintero, what's up?
What up, Sean?
You got a lot of things going on behind you.
Yeah. I'm in the lunch area of what's going to be going down here at 11:30. So towards the end of the show, this entire table is going to be covered. I'm in a round table where people are going to be eating pretty soon.
Yeah.
20 seconds.
20 out. Mike, are you at the Spurs cheering squad competition?
Go team.
And the Chargers got the dub over the Raiders, Jesse A says. Where the dreams don't fade from the river walk nights to the Alamo shade. We rise together through the highs and the lows. Area 210. Oh, it's the life that we chose.
What's up, San Antonio? What's going on, South Texas? This is the Area 210 podcast powered by PF Chang's La Cantera. My name is Mike Jimenez. That's Joe Garcia. We talk sports, pop culture, nostalgia. We have a lot to get into today. You may be looking around going, Jimenez, you're not in the studio. Jimenez, you're not at home. Where are you? Well, I'm in the 210. I'm over at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. As you know, my day job is I'm a financial guy, so I handle people's investments and insurances and things like that. And it so happens that the company that I do my investments through, the parent company, is having their national convention in San Antonio. San Antonio, Joe, we're a convention town, baby. So we're at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. Tonight, they're going to have a concert. I'm not going to go tonight because I'm going to spend time with my kids. But tonight, they have a concert here of Sugar Ray and Uncle Kracker. That just shows you, Joe, that we're getting old, man. When the convention entertainment reminds you of your youth, that's crazy. But it's going to fill up here. So over the course of the next 15, 20, 30 minutes or so, we'll probably have hundreds, if not thousands of advisors walking around. They're coming over from all over the country, calling San Antonio home for 3 days. And I'll be here doing classes and CEs and training and whatnot throughout the day. So I appreciate everyone being okay with me doing the show on the road. But Joe, how you doing today, my man?
I'm doing good, man. I'm just tired, dude. Work has been quite a bit lately, dude. And they told me yesterday, I was working, we're really busy. And then they're like, oh, well, we wanted to recognize you. We're going to give you, they're going to give me some money because apparently somebody gave me a good raving review for our conversation that we had because I had to assist and help another branch under DHS. And somebody from there recognized me and they told my superiors about, the help that I gave them. So they're giving me some money, Mike. I was like, well, that's good news.
Money's always good. Because what do we always say, Joe? Make more money.
Make more money.
What's so funny is that I'm over here with advisors who I'm successful at what I do, but I'm talking to advisors over here who are making 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times what I make. So it's interesting to see how they're doing things, how they're incorporating AI into what they do, as opposed to like being afraid of AI, embracing AI and what they do, strategies for marketing and things like that. It's pretty cool, pretty interesting what's going on over here. Behind me, we have a bunch of companies that do investments and insurance products that basically are just shaking hands and kissing babies, if you will, and just letting us know what they're doing. And it's a pretty good deal, man. But I'm the hometown guy. Got my San Antonio badge. It's pretty cool, man. Pretty cool. But Joe, what are we getting into today about when it comes to sports?
Oh
We have
man,
some entertainment news in the sense that Molly Qerim, she's been a staple at ESPN for almost 2 decades. She's out, right? We had heard reports yesterday that she was going to be out by the end of the year. She goes, nah, I'm ready to go now. She left a message on Instagram. We'll go over that message there. What's going on with First Take when it comes to that? Also in entertainment news, an icon, a legend, Robert Redford has passed away. I believe he was 89 years old. Robert Redford, I mean, you know, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, All the President's Men, The Natural, so many great movies that he's been in over the years. He has passed away at age 89. We'll get into his career and our favorite movies of his. We got to get into some sports. The Houston Texans lost in Monday Night Football. We predicted this, Joe. Baker Mayfield goes into NRG, takes out the Houston Texans. It was a 1-point game. Texans now 0-2. Cowboys, though. The big talk of the Cowboys is about Brandon Aubrey. Yeah, they picked up Jadeveon Clowney, so that's also new news when it comes to the Cowboys. But they picked up another defensive player to help kind of offset what they lost with Micah Parsons. But beyond all that, we have to figure out what's going to happen with Brandon Aubrey. Brandon Aubrey is a free agent this year. At the end of this season, he's a free agent. And Brandon Aubrey has a value out there that is higher than I've ever seen any other kicker. And I love this story. I'm not a Cowboy fan, but if I'm going to cheer for any Cowboy, I'll cheer for Brandon Aubrey. This is somebody who was trying to make it in Major League Soccer, did not make it. Wife helped him out. He was a computer software engineer. Wife gets him out of there and says, no, go to these kicking camps, learn how to kick a football. And now he lines up for a 64-yard kick to tie the game and send it to overtime against the Giants on Sunday. Joe, never in life have I ever seen a kicker where I look at a 64-yard kick and I'm like, nah, he's got it. Like, I would have bet all the money in the world that he was going to make it. If you line him up from 70, I'll believe that he can make it. So I have a poll on Twitter at MJ Acquire Taste asking the question, what if a team came up and said, we'll give you a first rounder for Brandon Aubrey? I'm not saying a top 5 pick or top 10 pick, but let's say the Ravens come by and we're like, hey, here's a pick, first round draft pick. It'll be 27, 28, 30, right around there. Would you rather have the kicker or would you rather have that first round draft pick? And it's so funny because Cowboy fans are rallying around the fact that they love Brandon Aubrey. He's a weapon that you don't see elsewhere.
Yeah, you need to keep him, dude. You need to keep him. And look, I voted too. 88.2% of the people that have voted so far had said keep the kicker, take the first rounder. 11.8% say take the first rounder. I wouldn't take the first rounder. You keep Brandon Aubrey. He is arguably the best kicker right now in the NFL. If it wasn't for him, what the Cowboys have gone on to have that overtime, you know
90% of the kickers missed that kick. 90% of the kickers missed that kick. But when Aubrey lined up for that 64-yarder, I knew it was going to go in.
That was automatic.
It's almost like Mark Price back in the day at the free throw line, or Larry Bird at the free throw line. You just know it's going to go in, right? And when he kicks it from 64 yards out, it's not barely going over the crossbar. It is dead center, 5-10 yards to spare, right? Fernandez, who's hosted our show on Friday, doing the ladies' night thing, ladies' morning over here, says keep Aubrey at all costs. Well, what is that cost, Joe? Because the deal that he's on the final year of a 3-year deal that was about $2.6 million. Right, so he averaged $850,000 over his first 3 years with the Cowboys. This year, making just north of $1 million. It's like $1.04 million, right? He's in line to become the highest paid kicker in NFL history. Right now, Harrison Butker with the Kansas City Chiefs has that honor right now, making about $6.5 million. Joe, do you really think that Jerry Jones is going to open up the wallet to give this guy a 4-year, $28 million deal, which is the projection? The projection
Absolutely.
being $7 million. To go from $1 million to $7 million, a 700% raise, Joe. Do you think that this guy, Jerry Jones, who has dicked around Micah Parsons over the years, who had a hard time signing Dak Prescott to a long-term deal until he finally got to $60 million a year. Do you think that maybe, just maybe, this is a no-brainer for Jerry Jones? Or do you think that Jerry Jones might actually mess this up?
I think Jerry Jones is going to be smart about things and actually re-sign him and give him his hefty raise that he's deserved. I
Right.
don't think he's going to drop the bag on this one. You need to go ahead and keep your kicker. A kicker is instrumental to the sport of football. That kicker is going to go ahead and dictate the outcome of some of these close games. If you get anywhere in the vicinity of that 60, 64 yards, maybe even 70 yards, game on the line, and you roll out Brandon Aubrey, that brother's money, man. You know it's going to happen.
Just get to the 50, dude. When we watch these NFL games, Joe, back in the day, NBC Sports used to have this line that says, here's the field goal range, right? Fox Sports does that as well. And the
Yeah,
line
the
was
yellow
always
line.
the line was like around 34, 35-yard line.
Yeah.
Because that can get you a 52, 53-yard kick, right? Growing up, 48 yards was a long kick. Then it got to be low 50s. Then it got to like 53, 54. Now you have kickers right now, Joe, that are knocking it dead center from 64. Didn't we have one from the Jaguars who kicked one from 70?
Yeah.
So one of two things needs to happen, Joe. Either the crossbar needs to get smaller or they got to move that goalpost further out. It's become too easy, Joe. It's a layup. A 50-yard field goal, Joe, which back in the day was kind of like, man, coin flip. It's a layup now, Joe.
Yeah.
It's a layup.
I don't know. I mean, it's just one of those skills. I mean, not everybody's a kicker. Everybody has their specialized skill set when you're playing in the NFL. A kicker is instrumental to your team's success. If you're not scoring touchdowns, you got to put up some type of points. What is it? Field goal. You're going to have to go ahead and rely on that kicker. Like I said, in crunch time, when the game is on the line and the field goal wins it for you, everybody's going to be like, oh, it was a quarterback in the team, no doubt, that got you in that position. But it's up to the kicker to kick it through the uprights. And you know what? Nobody does it better than Brandon Aubrey. That son of a bitch has ice. He said he's got ice going through his veins, man, because in crunch time, Mike, he just walked up there and just kicked it, man.
Did not play college ball, if I'm not mistaken, right? He's a soccer player. This is just auto. This is what he was made for. This is a God-given gift for him. And it's so cool to watch. It's so great to hear the story about how he failed at one sport. His wife brought him up, how he had ties to the Dallas Cowboys in the sense that he's from the Dallas area. He got to meet Dak Prescott. When he went to the USFL, he was kicking for somebody who had ties to the Dallas Cowboys, a former Cowboy player. Like, all the stars align for Brandon Aubrey. Brandon Aubrey should be in the middle of a cubicle right now making $80,000 a year. Now he's aligned to make $7 million a year because he's got the right connections, the right wife, the right talent, and everything going his way. And that's a beautiful thing to watch. He's automatic, Joe. We talk about Vanderjagt back in the day and Justin Tucker and all these guys. And all these guys had legs, right? You knew that they were going to get it far enough, right? When Justin Tucker was going to line up for a kick, you knew that it wasn't going to be that it was too short. When Vanderjagt would go up to kick, we didn't know if it was going to be too short. It was whether it's going to be wide left or wide right or down the middle. Brandon Aubrey, you could cut that goalpost and put it in half, and his accuracy would still be just as good. He forever is in the middle. I've never seen anything like it, and it's fun to watch. But Jerry Jones is going to have to pay $7 million for a kicker, Joe. $7 million.
What happened in Monday Night Football? Didn't they have the kicker just kick the upright? It just he dinged it. He kicked the ball. It was like, it should have been money. It was like 38, something like that, maybe 40 yards. Kicks it, bing, hits the goal up post, bing, doesn't go in, and they're just like, damn, but nonetheless, it's like, you need to have a good kicker on your team to be able to count. And you know what? He's going to be able to kick it through the uprights, put those points up there on the board, and either keep us in the game or keep us within striking distance or win the game for you. The kicker is almost as important as a quarterback. You rely on him that much.
Well, let me ask this then, Joe. Rank Aubrey for the importance. You as a Cowboy fan, I'm going to tell you my perspective from the outside looking in because I was cheering for them to lose, dude. I was at the
Oh
airport in
yeah,
Fort Lauderdale watching this game, and I
laughing.
like what you said on the podcast yesterday.
Yeah.
No, I didn't say that yet because I had a hard time believing that Russell Wilson was going to win that game. But rank him among the most important players. Who's the most important player on the Cowboys? And then where does Brandon Aubrey fall?
Okay, so you got Dakota Rain Prescott, no doubt. You have to rely on your quarterback, right? Then after Dakota Rain Prescott, you have to have your wide receivers, CD Pickens, and of course you're going to have somebody that's going to come in fourth, and I think that's going to be freaking Brandon Aubrey. I think he's more valuable
You
than
think
some
that's
of the
going to be
defensive offensive linemen,
a
dude.
kicker, not
Yeah,
any defensive player?
yeah.
Who?
He's more important in my mind. I think Brandon Aubrey is more important than any defensive lineman or offensive lineman.
I mean, he
He'd
wouldn't
have
have
to
been
be
more
the
important
fourth.
than Micah Parsons, right? But
Yeah,
to say that he's
be,
more,
but he'd be right behind Micah.
yeah, I would put him 3. I put him between Pickens and Lamb,
CD.
and then Pickens, right? So I would put Aubrey at 3, which is funny, man. But $7 million for a kicker is going to be funny. But think about what he did there, Joe. Glass half full, glass half empty. Half full is Cowboys are 1-1. There are 10 teams that are 2-0. There are 10 teams that are 0-2, and there's 12 teams that are 1-1. Right? Being 1-1 is a lot better than being 0-2. Even if you're the Chiefs, even if you're the Texans, you do not want to start a season 0-2. So you have the momentum, right, of getting a big win that you should have lost. Yeah, Brandon Aubrey going out there, having a big day, getting the game ball, all that stuff, amazing. Glass half full was Russell Wilson, who sucks ass out there, who threw for nearly 500 yards. That was a Giants team that was bad with a brand new quarterback that went up and down the field on you guys, and you couldn't stop them defensively. Glass half full. Offensively, Dak looks healthy. He looks
He
healthy out
ran.
there.
He ran for the first down. Yeah.
Glass half full. Javonte Williams, pretty good. Glass half empty. They can't stop the run. Glass half empty. They have injuries in the secondary. Glass half full. They get Jadeveon Clowney. You can spin the Cowboys in any direction you want to go to. If you want to be optimistic, you can. If you want to be pessimistic, you can. But Joe, going into week 3, are you half full optimist or are you half empty pessimist?
I'm half full optimist because I got to say, man, Schotty, the coach, Schottenheimer, he surprised me, man. He's got this team playing decent enough to where they win a game like this against the Giants. If it had been last year under McCarthy, no doubt the Cowboys would have come away with the L. I just think that they're starting to believe in Schotty, dude, and you can see that the energy is there. And that's what I like about Schottenheimer. And I do like his play calling. It's not as conservative as McCarthy's was, which is better for the Cowboy moving forward. But the other thing is, as bad as the Cowboys have looked at times, they found out a way to win against this Giants team. They almost beat the Eagles. They just came up short against the Eagles. In the NFC East right now, even though they're 1-1, they're third. They're right behind the Commanders, who are also 1-1. They're in striking distance in the NFC East as of right now. The Giants haven't won a single game, so of course they're going to be in last place. But this Cowboys team is giving you some hope. Can they keep it interesting in the NFC East? I think they can.
Now, you want to say keep it interesting. Guess what the tightest spread of the week is? I'm looking at all the spreads for week 3.
It's the Bears Cowboys game, dude.
Bears,
At
Cowboys,
1.5.
Which they have the Bears favored. Bears 0-2. Caleb Williams sucks ass.
Oh,
he is
bro.
An awful quarterback. He can't go through progressions worth a damn. He's awful. But he has so many weapons on that offensive side of the ball that it's almost like watching J.J. McCarthy suck for the Vikings, right? It's like, how can you suck when you got Justin Jefferson over here and you've got these stud wide receivers 2 and 3 and you've got a good running back? How do you suck so bad? Caleb Williams, This is a make or break game for him because if the Bears go 0-3, he's done, dude.
You
You
gotta
gotta
pull him,
yank him.
dude. Yeah.
You gotta say he ain't it, man. He ain't it.
He's a
The
bust at this point, Mike. If he can't put it together, man, he's done.
right. He's a bust at that point. But if the Cowboys go 2-1, start feeling themselves a little bit, we're gonna hear from Cowboy Nation. What's the phrase, Joe? We
Puro
them
pinche
boys,
Cowboys a la
man.
verga. That's what we're gonna say.
We them boys, right? Because in the Packers, week 4, this is the important part about winning this game for the Cowboys, right? Week 4 is Sunday night, the Micah Parsons game. You know the Packers own the Cowboys. They just do. And that Packers team, undefeated, they are a problem. They're going to be favored in Dallas by 6 points. Book it. Cowboys need to win this game in order to keep the season alive because you go 0-2, it's not going to be your year. You go 1-3, it's not going to be your year. Already we're hitting games, Joe, that are must-win for the Cowboys, and this game against the Bears is a must-win for them.
That's going to be a tough game for them because they're going to be in Soldier Field. And the Bears defense is pretty good. It's their offense that's basura, dude, especially with that quarterback. Hopefully he goes and plays up to that billing and he's just complete ass against the Cowboys and the Cowboys find a way to go ahead and win. You know, the only problem that I have with the Cowboys is that secondary just looked bad, dude. You know, the cornerback play, you know, they just couldn't stop anything. They were just knocking. Russell Wilson was just throwing bombs, bro, down the field, 30, 40 yards, you know? And you can't have things like that that are going to keep on happening. You got to be able to go ahead and do something there. If you're a Dallas Cowboy player out in the field to stop those long yardage gains, you're not doing yourselves any favors. And then it becomes a shootout. And at that point, it's like whatever team has the ball near the end of regulation is going to win. You know,
that's
basically
what I felt like
that's
that's what I felt like for the game against the Giants was whoever had the ball last was going to win the game, and it looked like it was going to be the Giants that held the ball.
Yeah.
Now I'm looking right now at the defenses for both teams. Right. Don't get me wrong. This is where optimism for the Cowboys. Dak Prescott's a better quarterback than Caleb Williams. Right. I'm looking at the teams that have given up the most amount of points for the year, Joe. The most points given up this year by an NFL team is the Chicago Bears. They've given up 79 points in 2 games. The 7th worst is the Cowboys with 61. So you have one team in the Cowboys that gives up 30 points per game, and basically a Bears team that gives up 40 points per game going up against each other. There's no defense. This is going to be like Texas State UTSA where the over-under was 66.5, and you're like, it's going to be a shootout, dude. First team to 30 wins. And I think the Cowboys have this game because the Bears suck ass so badly.
They'll find a way to give it away, you know, because they play so bad. But we'll see, man. I mean, I would love for the Cowboys to win because trying to beat Green Bay, that's a tall order, dude, especially with Micah. He's going to come out fired up. You don't think he's going to want to put Dak on his ass? Absolutely.
Oh, he will. He will. I mean, he's going to be guns a-blazing. And that's a team that just always beats. It's like
it's their kryptonite, man.
The Cowboys own the Giants, right? The Cowboys own the Giants. You know that's going to happen, right? You know the Packers own the Bears, but the Packers also own the Cowboys. And I'm not a big fan of the historical. Well, 9 of the last 10 times. I'm not a big fan of that stat, but it's just the way that the teams are designed. It's a bad matchup for the Cowboys. The Cowboys are not going to beat the Packers. They're not going to.
Man, if the Cowboys can survive, right, and they can beat the Bears, doesn't matter if you win by 1 point or 3 points or whatever. A win's a win.
Right.
And, you know, they get beat up by the Packers. All right, cool, you know. But then they can redeem themselves if they can beat the Jets. They can beat the Panthers. Then they have that divisional game on October the 19th against the Commanders. That's going to be a tough win for them, you know. But at that point in time, they can keep pace, you know, with what's going on in the NFC East. If they can win that game against the Commanders, that would be an interesting game because if they're just maybe a half a game or a game behind the Commanders and they can beat them, what does that mean? Are they going to be in second place in the NFC East?
Right.
It's a pivotal game for them.
It is a pivotal game. And you have Jaden Daniels who has an injury. Yeah. You're seeing Brock Purdy go down with an injury. The Cowboys are healthy. It's a healthy team. So as long as the Cowboys are healthy, they have a fighting chance to do whatever they need to do to potentially win games. People are saying, Sam Salina saying that Caleb Williams is totally jealous of Mike's purse. What about Michael's backpack? Because I got the
No.
matching Lucchese backpack from my girlfriend Chica. What do you think, Joe? What do you think of
That's
the?
nice. That's
What,
nice.
I mean, holds my laptop and everything, Joe.
Look at that. Chica got you styling, dude.
She did, man. Got me the Tommy Bahama shirt. She bought my slacks. Basically, I'm whatever she wants me to be. All right, so that's it, man. If Chica's happy, I'm happy. Quick question, Joe. Scale of 1 through 10. How much in trouble are the Houston Texans after falling to 0-2 yesterday, losing by a 1-point game, 20-19 to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers? Buccaneers come in, steal the win. Oddly enough, I know they're in the NFC South, but the NFC West has 3 teams that are 2-0. We said that was the worst division in football. 3 teams that are 2-0 in the NFC West right now, which if that continues for a while, it's gonna be a little bit difficult.
Texans are in trouble.
They
Look at
are,
their
man.
schedule that they have coming up. They got a tough schedule, man. They're gonna go and play against the Jags. All right, Titans. Then they get the Ravens, Seahawks, 49ers, Broncos, Jags again. They're gonna play the Bills, the Colts, the Chiefs, the Cardinals, the Raiders, Chargers, Colts. I mean, where are they gonna get wins, Mike?
The Jaguars are feisty, dude. That's a feisty team.
This is gonna be a hard fought season for the Texans. Unfortunately for them, I don't think they're gonna make the playoffs, man.
Yeah. And look at the Chiefs. The Chiefs are 0-2, and they look soft, man. Kelsey dropping a pass in a critical time down the stretch. They look
Chiefs are
pretty
in trouble.
soft. Huh?
Chiefs are in trouble. The
They
Chiefs are in
they,
trouble.
they got old fast, Joe. I'm looking at the stat leaders right now for the season, Joe. Look at this. Who leads the league in most yards thrown in the NFL right now?
Oh.
Russell Wilson, because he played the Dallas Cowboys. How is
Man,
that
he was
possible,
just dropping bombs, dude, to Neighbors. Neighbors was his favorite target.
Yeah. So Russell Wilson, according to RJ Ochoa of Blogging the Boys, 618 yards. Number 2, Joe, in passing yards for the season. Weird because no one drafted him in fantasy. Daniel Jones is second in the NFL right now in passing yards, 588. Justin Herbert with number 3. Jared Goff at 4. Dakota Rain Prescott, number 5 at 549 yards. Then you have Matthew Stafford, Josh Allen, Geno Smith, Drake May, who's looking pretty good, and Joe Flacco at number 10. When it comes to rushing yards for the season, what if I told you that Javonte Williams was in the top 10?
I would believe you.
He is. He's number 6. So that's pretty interesting. When it comes to receiving yards, Malik Neighbors, who played against the Cowboys in week 2, number 1. Jackson Smith in Jigba at 2. CeeDee Lamb at number 3. Puka Nacua of the Rams at 4. Zay Flowers at number 5. Wan'Dale Robinson 6. Jamar Chase 7. The rookie Ted McMillan, who the Cowboys really was looking at in the first round, number 8. Jacoby Myers at 9. And Cowboys taking on Rome Odunze this upcoming weekend. He's at number 10. Pretty interesting when it comes to all that, Joe. A lot of moving going on. When it comes to running backs, number 1, Jonathan Taylor of the Colts. That Colts team, Joe, with Daniel Jones. I saw a bunch of Colts fans saying that they have not had so much fun watching their football team play since Andrew Luck, watching Daniel Jones go out there, extend plays with his legs, making accurate throws. They have Jonathan Taylor at running back, who's leading the league in yards rushing. Joe, that Colts team is pretty special right now, man. That's going to be a team that might be a problem come January.
What does that say about Daniel Jones, though? Did the Giants just fumble the bag? Was the Giants team that bad where, Daniel Jones just looked like, oh, he's lost it. He's not the same caliber quarterback. He goes to a Colts team that's a little bit better, finds a resurgence there. And now he's looking like he's a hell of a quarterback. I think he's a difference maker.
Going from New York, big media market, all the spotlight, to Indianapolis, where no one's paying attention to you. not under the microscope anymore, not having to deal with all the tabloids and all the radio stations and the fan and all that stuff. He just gets to go play ball. It's kind of like when you saw that tight end leave the Cowboys to go to the Texans and was like, hey, man, I just get to play ball. I don't have to be in this zoo that is being a Dallas Cowboy.
I get to go to a football team.
Right. Dalton Schultz, right? And then you look at this guy, he just gets to be – he's just going to go play ball. Go play ball. And it's fun to watch. Javonte Williams is 7th in the NFL right now in rushing right now. So that's what that is. Marco Cavas asking the question, did TSA treat you well? Oddly enough, I had no problem with TSA. In fact, they waved me through one time without having to do this, that little monitor machine. But guess who got patted down twice?
Chica.
It was the first time she ever had to go through that, and I'm looking at her going.
What did she say? Was she like?
She hated it. She goes, that's what you go through? I'm like, yeah. They fill you up. That's what they do. Very nice, Joe. Hey, we got to talk about some news going on in the world of ESPN, the four-letter network. Molly Qerim is out at First Take. We saw reports yesterday that Molly Qerim was going to be out by the end of the year. I don't know what to take out of all this, Joe. She did release a statement on Instagram where she kind of detailed what was going on in her life. Molly Qerim, who we all know is one of the more lovely people on ESPN. Yeah. She released a statement saying, she says, quote, now the news that came out earlier than I intended and not the way I hoped. To my First Take family, after much reflection, I've decided it's time to close this incredible chapter and step away from First Take. Hosting the show has been one of the greatest honors of my career. Every morning I have the privilege of sharing the desk with some of the most brilliant, passionate, and entertaining voices in all sports, and with all of you, the best fans in the world. I'm grateful for this journey that this has given me, lifelong friendships, unforgettable memories, and a chance of being something truly special. From the bottom of my heart, thank you for welcoming me into your home. Stay tuned. With love and gratitude, Molly Qerim. End quote. Okay. Not to be a hater. When Joy Taylor got let go by FS1 along with others, I felt like that was something missing because Joy Taylor actually gave sports takes. I had no idea what Molly Qerim's job was on First Take. She didn't offer any insight. She gave no takes. They didn't pay attention to her. She had a hard time moderating because Stephen A. and Mad Dog or Max Kellerman back in the day would all go off and they would speak over her. I'm not going to miss Molly Qerim because she brought nothing to that show. Now,
I think she was the greeter. She was the one that would welcome to ESPN's First Take, or she was the moderator. You know, right. That's what she was there for. She wasn't really there for, hey, let's go and see what she thinks about this topic or what have you. She was just kind of the fly on the wall, the moderator, keep the guys on point. Hey, we got to go to a commercial now. That's what she was.
That's what a producer's supposed to do in your ear, man. Hey, commercial.
Hey,
wrap it up.
That's what they had reduced her to. She was a producer.
Exactly. If she had any takes, which I hope that what she does is, like, I see her on Good Morning America. I see her on a entertainment show, whether it be like E.T. or Extra back in the day or whatever, you know, one of those, right?
Who's to say that she's not knowledgeable about, you know, the sport?
If she was, they would have asked her.
That's the thing. I don't think that was it. I think that she is knowledgeable. She just wasn't given an opportunity. And the thing is, when you're a female or a woman and you're on First Take and you're the moderator, you're that type, you're given that type of role, you're not able to showcase what your other talents could be. And you know what? I think she wants to move on.
Joy Taylor wouldn't have done that position. Michelle Beadle wouldn't have done that position. Annie Agar would not have done that position. She was just, as Bobby February points out, she was eye candy. That's all she was. She brought nothing to that show, which makes it fascinating for me to, Neff Ozuna coming out saying her job was to be cute. which is why
Effing cute.
which is why I want to see what she does from here on out, because now maybe she can have her own voice. Maybe maybe they had a gem in her all along that was never allowed to speak. Like Mina Kimes would never have done that. You know, you can go through the list. There's a bunch of ESPN talent that would never have just sat there and gone, "Hey guys, let's go to commercial," and then read a tease. I don't get it, man. So I'm not going to be like, oh my God, Molly Karam's out. What a big loss for ESPN. I was more hurt when Max Kellerman got let go, because Max Kellerman had the balls to tell Stephen A. Smith he didn't know what he was talking about. He said that, and then all of a sudden he was out.
Yeah, I think they'll find somebody else to fill the position. You know, they'll probably get somebody either that's a friend of the show that they've had on in the past, and they'll bring her on. But they're going to have a female voice at First Take, no doubt. You know, they're going to have a new gal that'll come and introduce everybody and play that moderator role. But I don't know, man. I think Molly
do you think it
is
needs to
going
be
to
a
be
big
moving
name,
on.
or do you think it needs to be an up and coming name?
No, I don't think it needs to be a big name. I think it needs to be somebody that the fans are familiar with, but not big enough to outshine Stephen A. There can only be one star.
So it can't be Paige Sporonic.
Nah.
Ah.
He says, I want you to be cute, but I want you to be that cute. You know?
This is my show. This is my show. Yeah, I didn't get a chance to talk about, because I was unavailable yesterday, how much I enjoyed the fights over the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, Crawford-Canelo was a great fight. Crawford has been my favorite fighter for many, many years. That's the one guy that I followed, that I liked watching fight. But it was great, man. The undercard was amazing. The main card was great leading up to it all. You had that draw earlier in the night. It was great watching, and this is what I love about boxing. And Crawford, man, should he hang it up, Joe? I mean, should he hang it up? Because he'll never get higher than what he is now, man. To go up 2 or 3 levels to beat Canelo. Canelo, I know, is on the decline. But if Crawford ended the day and said, I'm done. You saw the last of me. I'm undefeated. I'm ending undefeated. Like, Crawford was so much fun to watch compared to a Floyd Mayweather Jr. I couldn't stand watching Mayweather Jr. fight, dude. Like that was, I felt like I was losing money by paying those pay-per-views back in the day. But Crawford always over-delivered. Maybe it's because he had such low expectations for entertainment value, but he always over-delivered. When he fought Errol Spence, it over-delivered, man, every single time. And maybe we looked at him as a boxing community in the wrong light. Maybe he was the star that we didn't realize could have been the star. But Joe,
my thing is,
yeah, go ahead.
Look at this. With that win that he has over Canelo, you know, they released the rankings. He's the best pound for pound fighter out there right now. He's number 1. Yeah. He's over Alexander Usyk, you know, Inoue, you know, Bivol. You know, they have Rodriguez, Bam Rodriguez, San Antonio's own, number 5, you know. So I mean, if he leaves, if he decides to retire, he'd be on top. He'd be number 1 if he decided to retire. But I don't think that's going to be the case. I think he's still going to go ahead and still take on another fight or two, another couple fights, just to solidify himself and be like, you know what? I am the best, you know, of my generation. You know, because they were comparing him to Floyd Money Mayweather. And Floyd and him are 2 different types of fighters. You know, Floyd was the best of his generation for when he was in his prime and what he did throughout his career. Now you're looking at Crawford, and Crawford is arguably the best fighter of his generation right now. You know, right. But the comparison between him and Floyd, I understand it, but they're also 2 different type of fighters. You know, so I get it, but I don't want to compare. You know, they're each different in their own way. But Crawford is one of the best, if not the best, right now. And what he did against Canelo, he put on a clinic, man. He just was able to outbox him. His boxing IQ in the ring was second to none. He knew exactly what he was going to do. He stuck to the game plan, and he just outboxed Canelo. He beat him in every facet that you could beat him. I don't think there was a round there. Maybe Canelo wins 1 or 2 rounds, but it was just a dominating performance by Crawford. Canelo, even gracious in defeat, said, I couldn't figure the guy out. I gave it my best and I lost. He was a better
Yeah.
fighter. That's it.
Crawford giving the belts back, by the way, at the end of the
Oh
night
yeah,
was a very
classy.
classy move. Maybe that's what was one of the reasons why he wasn't as big of a star, was that he's a classy guy, and oftentimes in boxing, it's the Jake Pauls of the world. It's the flashy. It's the Money Mayweather. You want to hate them. You want to
Yeah,
you. Some of the biggest stars you've hated, right? Crawford is somebody that you cheer for, and that's harder to sell sometimes. It's harder to sell the Superman. It's easier to sell the Joker. You
yeah,
know, and I know Batman is the Joker, but I'm just saying Superman is more the good guy, not the anti-hero.
yeah.
I'm
But look
I'm
at how
just
many viewers they garnered, Mike, over the weekend. This fight, they had 41 million global viewers that tuned in to watch Crawford on Netflix. They
yeah.
said making it the most viewed men's championship boxing match this century. Now, take this in stride, right? This is a bona fide boxing match itself, right? Fight of the century is what it was touted out to be. Then you compare this to an exhibition fight and Paul versus Tyson. Guess how many views that they had? They viewerships or people that viewed in or came in, tuned in, and actually watched that fight. Guess how
What
many
was
people tuned in?
probably double this?
106 million people tuned in to
Yeah,
watch the Paul Tyson fight versus the Canelo fight, which was a big draw in itself with 41 million global viewers.
dude. I blame the viewers for that. Like, I never wanted to watch Paul Tyson. I never did. It's stupid. It's just stupid.
Tyson couldn't
Anything
even
involved
move out there, dude. He was
anything involving
old.
Jake Paul is stupid. And for sports fans to sit there and go, well, I mean, it's Saturday night. I guess I'm going to watch it. No, don't, man. You're feeding the animal that sucks ass.
But the
Don't
the
do
thing
it.
is, here's the thing that's hard not to watch, right? You don't want to watch the main event. But I got to say what Paul has done with putting together actual boxing matches that happen prior to the main event, which is always him. Those undercard fights are actually not bad. It's the main event, that it's going to be an exhibition of fight. It's not going to be an actual sanctioned fight. And people are watching that. I mean, who wants to watch the Mike Tyson go out there at his age already? If he really wanted to, he could have knocked him out in the first round.
I don't
But
think he
that
could have.
wasn't the script.
He's 60, dude.
He could
No.
be, as the fight went on, you could tell Mike was just huffing and puffing. He was having a hard time being out there, dude. I mean, he's beating up an old man at this point.
Yeah. Um, I don't think I'll ever watch a Jake Paul fight ever again. I didn't watch the last one. There's no point in it. Even if the undercard's good, there's just no point to me, dude.
Yeah.
Um,
We're speaking of big draws and this and that.
but
Guess how many people? Go ahead.
what did you think about Netflix's performance?
Oh,
Put
it was
on the
great. There was no hiccups. No hiccups. Everything just went on without a hitch. It was very smooth. You didn't have any servers crashing. Everybody was able to watch. They knew what the assignment was, and they weren't going to fumble the bag this time. So they figured it out.
They had a little audio glitch for about 4 or 5 seconds, but it cleared up pretty quickly. I started freaking out. My favorite part of the fight, though, was when they would go in the audience and they would show like the celebrities that were there. When they pointed at Sofia Vergara, and the crowd went crazy. Bunch of Mexicans in that place, dude.
Yeah. There are a lot of Mexicanos there, dude. It was
She
fun.
was
I
in her
mean,
mid-50s, and everyone was like, "Woohoo!"
but I was saying, speaking about draws, dude, viewership and whatnot. Look at the fans that were in attendance, dude, for the Cowboy Giants games. It
Yeah,
was 92,781 fans that filled in Jerry World to watch
yeah.
that game. And it was a good one. It was a good one.
It was a good game, man. And how many fights do you think they have in the stands over there?
Oh, Well, there are probably a lot of fights going on. Cowboy fan, man. They were
Yeah,
saying, somebody put in the chat, 65% of them are either on parole, parole or probation.
yeah.
And it happens at all these NFL games. I mean, it's just getting more prevalent now. But moving into a different topic here, let's go ahead and talk about some San Antonio Spurs basketball, namely who the Spurs signed. What do you think about that signing of Bismack Biyombo coming
Well,
back?
he became a Spurs fan favorite for a little while there, man. With the Spurs being picked up late last year, Biombo is not a starter, which is what the Spurs were doing with him for quite a while last year, putting him starter minutes and whatnot. But if he's going to be the end of the bench guy, the Spurs could have done worse. And it's veteran leadership there to kind of be a body, be a body. I don't mind it. I'm fine with it.
Yeah, it's just a body. It's not like he's gonna go out there and move the needle. He's gonna be insurance at this point. They signed him to a 1-year deal. I mean, that's about all that is. Just filling the roster spot. But in other Spurs news, they also had the court that they unveiled here under the Tower of Americas, the shadow of the Tower of Americas. And this is courtesy of Jeff Garcia here of Ken's Five. It's a nice court. It's a public basketball court. Anybody can go out there and play some basketball. And it was a nice touch that they kind of gave a nod to Red McCombs,
That's
the
cool.
guy that helped bring the San Antonio Spurs to the Spurs to San Antonio, should I say. Yeah. So I thought it was cool.
That's pretty cool. Wemby is going to be on a cartoon. Is that correct?
Yeah. So they had video of Wemby's little, I guess, guest appearance that he had on an upcoming episode here of Futurama. So I'll show the video of it as well so y'all can see. And of course, he's playing himself. He's an alien.
Bubblegum, can I ask you something?
Sure, Banda. You know my good friend Wimben Yum Yum?
It's Wembanyama.
Wimben Yo Yo?
Nice to meet you down there.
What's on your mind?
Well, I've recently...
And there you go. That was it. That was it.
Again, it's another thing that he's doing on the off season, Joe. You want him in the gym. You want him working on post up moves with
Eye of the Tiger,
and Hakeem Olajuwon. You hated the bicycle kicks. I'm sure you're hating this on this, Joe. You hated him playing horse with that one kid on the northeast side. It's funny.
I mean, why can't we have video of him in the gym?
Secret,
why can't
baby,
we have
top
video of him
secret.
working out?
Because we don't see what happens behind Area 51, dude. You can't see behind that, man. Joe, tell me about Ladies' Night on Area 210 podcast. How's that been going on Fridays?
It's been good. It's been funny, dude, because we talk a lot about sports throughout the week, right? And it's just nothing but guys here all the time. And it's funny how lively the chat gets when the ladies join us, right? And they start having fun and they're just talking, and chiming in and whatnot. Everybody's like, "Oh, hi, welcome so and so, welcome so and so." And it's like, come on, man. Like, be cool, guys, be cool. Play it cool. Like it's funny because some people get a little bit too excited, but it's like if we had they were talking too because we're kind of talking, me and Fernandez, and we're kind of putting it out there to the ladies too because we've been wanting to get like a happy hour together with the gente, right? Everybody that's watching here. And the ladies were down to go. They're like, "Hey, yeah, that sounds like fun. We'd love to go, and come out and mingle and this and that." So it's like, hey, that'd be fun, Have somebody of the opposite sex to talk to is always good, Somebody looking pretty, somebody pretty to talk to. Smells nice.
What are y'all doing to the podcast, man? You're making it you're making it a dating site. That's interesting and amazing.
It was funny too because they were saying that I was shooting my shot because I said to the effect that one of the ladies put, "Yo, let's go out for." She said that her perfect evening or whatever or date was, let's go out for beer and tacos. And I said, "Hey, man, I like her style." And they're like, "Joe shooting his shot." I'm like, "What?"
As Black Bucket says in our chat, powered by PF Chang's La Cantera. The chat starts throbbing.
It was, man. It was. It was.
Hey, you know what? Some people find love on social media. Who's to say she can't do that on a podcast? I met Chica on Facebook dating, right?
Yeah.
I knew her I was talking to her for a month. I thought she was catfishing me the entire time. But that's cool. But PF Chang's La Cantera sponsors our show. We want you to go to the one at La Cantera, right? Which is celebrating its 25-year anniversary. It's amazing. Or 20 years, rather. 20 years being open over there. But let's give some love to PF Chang's La Cantera.
PF Chang's La Cantera, San Antonio's premier destination for dinner, date night, or happy hour. Enjoy one of their signature dishes, such as the Singapore street noodles, sesame chicken, or Chang's spicy chicken, or their infamous Chang's chicken lettuce wraps, which are delicious, by the way. You can enjoy all this while you're dining in an Asian-inspired atmosphere. And make sure to enjoy the new outdoor patio and try some of PF Chang's signature cocktails and drinks during happy hour, Monday through Friday from 3 to 6 p.m. PF Chang's La Cantera is a proud sponsor of the Area 210 podcast.
It's not too late to head over to PF Chang's La Cantera for lunch. Don't forget, today they have happy hour from 3 to 6. They have happy hour every day from 3 to 6. Wednesday, it's Wine's Day. Half off bottles of wine and champagne every Wednesday, all day at PF Chang's La Cantera. Go tell Sean Quintero, who's in our chat right now, go tell him hi. So very cool, man, very cool. We are at the Henry B. Gonzalez Convention Center. This is the lunch area, so we got the lunch line coming up over here. I was going to do this outside, but it was too loud. And off to the side over here, we've got headshots being done, Joe. So
nice.
For those who want to go over there and get their headshots done for free, I see Highland, I see Jackson National here, I see Symetra, I see all these American funds all over here telling them, please sell our stuff, right? We've got the desserts coming out. So today it's a bunch of pecan pie, it looks like. It looks like a bunch of cupcakes and cookies. So it's going to be a good day, dude. It's going to be a good day.
Nice. Good day.
And I think I'm going to be in studio tomorrow, Joe.
Nice. Even better.
I think I'll be
midday, and not midday, but middle of the week there on Wednesday, so it's good to have you. And I already have everything set up because I anticipated Dyer was going to be in studio, but he couldn't. So he's going to go ahead. I had to send him the link so he could join us via the media, the media link or whatever. And he was telling me, I didn't know, he was like, he's a home inspector, and he was kind of like, we gave him some love, for his business and what he does. And I was like, yeah, man, it's like we got you as a financial advisor. We have John Dyer now, who's a home inspector. The only thing we're missing now is like real estate agents. At one point we had MCS General Contracting taking care of your, general contracting needs with concrete and, home repairs and all sorts of stuff. It's like we got a good mix of people here in the chat. They bring a lot of, let's say, things that you might need at some point in time. Even like, I think it was Jonathan C. or somebody who was doing roofing at the same time they're watching the show. I'm like, man, we got people putting in work here, Mike.
And what we have found is that there are more people who watch our show after it airs than they do while it's live.
Yeah.
Hit the like button, by the way. People are saying, hey, we got people watching the show, but not hitting the like button. Hit the like button, man. Help us out when it comes to all that. But
yeah, I was going to ask you a question, man. We had something that came up, and I was going to ask you what your opinion was on this. And this is Tom Brady. A lot of people are getting mad saying this is a conflict of interest because he is a part owner, right, of the Las Vegas Raiders. He's spotted inside the coaching booth there, right, with the headphones, the headset on and everything. And some of the commentators had something to say about him. And I wanted to go ahead and play this little excerpt that I saw here. And they're talking about it's a conflict of interest and that he shouldn't be there and that, DeMarcus Ware, I think it was, or somebody that was talking on ESPN here. They were talking about it. So let's hear what they had to say.
For his job. I hate it. It's abhorrent for me. For his job. I love it for his team. You 5% owner of the Las Vegas Raiders. Sit wherever the hell you want to sit at the game. If you want to be on the sideline with a headset on, go be on the sideline with a headset on.
The Colts owner is.
This should not happen with him being a commentator of NFL football games. it actually questions the integrity of the NFL. Now, teams have to be smart and not divulge information when he's on a call, because at some point the Raiders are going to play the teams that he's sitting in on these meetings. And I don't know if anybody knows, and you know this, there's information shared when you have these pre-production meetings for games. There's plans that coaches have. There's guys that they tell you to be on the lookout for how we'll use them. So I hate it from that standpoint, which is why the league tried to implement things prior to this becoming an issue with Tom Brady being part owner of the Las Vegas Raiders.
So what's your opinion on this whole thing? Because this goes on for like 2 minutes and 38 seconds. Now we're going to play the full segment there. But is there a conflict of interest with Brady being not only an announcer, but also part team owner for the Raiders?
There's a huge conflict of interest. By the way, that was courtesy of ESPN.
ESPN. Yeah.
It's a huge conflict of interest. And I know that people are going to downplay and go, it's no big deal. Whatever. It is a big deal. You have a mole in the building, dude. Like if you know that you can help, if you knew that you could help your team, why wouldn't you help your team? And it's a huge conflict of interest because he shouldn't be in certain booths. He shouldn't be in certain meetings because it's privileged information. He has another motive. He has a competing interest for what he's doing. Of course, it'd be stupid for him to be on there, and he shouldn't be on there. And I'm glad that he's being called out.
Because it seems like he's getting the preferential treatment. You know, Tom Brady, he brings a certain level of recognition, right? Because of his accolades being, you know, multiple Super Bowl champion and everything he's been able to do on the field and whatnot. And it seems like people kind of get starstruck by Tom Brady, right? Oh, yeah, come into the booth. Come over here, you know, giving him access to all this stuff. And that same access isn't going to be, let's say, given to other announcers, you know?
Right.
It's because he's Tom Brady, you know?
That's exactly why.
Yeah.
Hey, I got to jump out for 5 minutes, 3 or 4 minutes. I'll come back in if that's okay.
Yeah, that's fine. All right. So Mike will be back here in a couple minutes. So that means I'll just be flying solo. But give me your take on this. What do you think about Tom Brady not only being an announcer, but also given this preferential treatment to be able to give, you know, he's been given access to behind the scenes and all these other things that are going on with other teams. You know, he was also given access to the Commanders as well, and he went behind the scenes and saw basically how their inner workings of the team worked and whatnot. And then he's a part owner of the Raiders. I mean, there's a lot of things that are going on behind the scenes. Yeah, he wasn't in the booth for the Raiders game. I get that. I mean, he's a part owner of the Raiders, so he's just there doing his thing, you know, but I can see how it could be a conflict of interest. It really could be. Because again, you know, like they said, when you're in these meetings, you're sharing sensitive information about said players and how you're scheming, things that you're looking out for. And this information that teams don't necessarily want getting out. And you're a part owner and you're there privy to all this information being shared. I don't know, man. I don't know how I'd feel about that. I think it'd be like y'all are saying as well, conflict of interest, big time. So again, he's Tom Brady, so he's getting that preferential treatment, you know? So, I want to also make an announcement too. Our good friend of the show here, Benjamin Bornstein, he's big when it comes to covering, you know, like college basketball and getting prospects for you guys to watch, keep an eye on, you know, especially when it gets closer and closer to the NBA season and, you know, what teams are going to wind up doing, what prospects you should keep an eye on. Benjamin Bornstein is actually going to be back with us here, and he's going to be giving you his takes when it comes to games of the week for college football, you know, players you should keep an eye on, prospects, things of that nature. So look out for that as we bring Benjamin Bornstein back on the show with us. And there you are, Mike.
Hey, what's going on, man?
Yeah, I was just making an announcement saying that we're going to have our good friend Benjamin Bornstein. He's going to be back with us, and he's going to be helping us facilitate some content here. He helped us a little bit last year. He's going to be helping us this year. He's big when it comes to college basketball. Right. So he watches it religiously. He's going to be able to give us like games of the week that we should keep an eye on, marquee matchups against certain players, also prospects that we should keep an eye on, because that could be important too when it comes to certain teams going into the draft and choosing said players to help their team
Right.
even more. So it's going to be cool to have somebody that's like that. He's an expert in that field, kind of give us his take and what we should be keeping an eye on. So I look forward to that, bringing that to the show.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. We love it when we have guests here. I think we need to reach back out to Frank Harris, see if he wants to come back on. Maybe I'll bribe him with some PF Changs to make that happen. So let's see if we can do this. I got to cut it short today, but let's get into the Robert Redford, the news that the iconic actor Robert Redford has passed away. I believe he was 89 years old. Robert Redford was a legend, Joe. He was a heartthrob for many, many years. I mean, women loved Robert Redford, and I'm looking at his movies ranked, Joe. I don't know how he died, but it was announced earlier this morning that he passed away. But according to Rotten Tomatoes, Joe, what do you think is the greatest Robert Redford movie based on highest percentage of good reviews?
I don't know, man. That's gonna be he did so many movies. I can't even think of like
I
what's
never
his
heard of
highly
this movie.
rated. Yeah,
I never heard of this one. He started a movie called All Is Lost in 2013. 95% approval rating on Rotten Tomatoes.
Man.
Number 2, All the President's Men from 1976, which he was known with Dustin Hoffman as their Woodward and Bernstein, tracking down the Watergate scandal, which brought down Richard Nixon's presidency. Number 3, The Old Man and the Gun. Number 4, The Sting with Paul Newman. Robert Redford, Paul Newman. Number 5, Captain America, the Winter Soldier. He appeared in that movie back in 2014. Yep. Number 6, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. 89% approval rating. Number 7, Our Souls at Night. Number 8, Pete's Dragon. Number 9, 3 Days of the Condor. 10, Barefoot in the Park. And number 11, Joe, 1984's The Natural.
That one's a good one.
Robert Redford, Kim Basinger. He had Wonder Boy the Bat, right?
Yeah.
I thought the movie was all right. It's kind of cheesy when you watch it, 45 years later, 40 some odd years later. Thought it was all right.
You remember I think he even was a director of that movie. What was it called? Quiz Show? Remember that movie? Quiz Show. He was the director.
With Ray Fine.
Yeah.
And John Turturro. That was a good movie back in the mid-90s. I love that movie.
Yeah.
It's a good movie. Dude, Indecent Proposal in 1994. How does that have only a 34% approval on Rotten Tomatoes?
Wasn't that with Demi Moore, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember that.
He was in The Chase. He was in The Candidate, which was also a very popular movie back in the day. The Horse Whisperer. Spy Game with Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Had a Brad Pitt movie 25 years ago. He's an icon, dude. And I put on my Twitter account. If you want to go to my Twitter account, he's also responsible for one of the most iconic gifs in Twitter right now, or the last 2 or 3 years.
Oh, the
nod. People did not realize that this was Robert Redford.
Yeah, that's him from his that one film that he did, that Western that I watched. I forgot the name of it. It eludes me right now. I'm just trying to think of it. But yeah, that is him doing the nod right there. But I saw that movie.
Everyone thought it was Zach Galifianakis.
Oh God, no, dude.
I can see it.
No, he came out in some. I mean, not all of them were hits, but I mean, he had a big career in movies, man.
Yeah, he's an icon, man. And like I said, he was just as much as a star for being a sex symbol along the way. Before there was Brad Pitt, and before there was Tom Cruise and all that stuff, you had the day and age of Paul Newman and Robert Redford. I mean, that was the thing, man. Women loved Robert Redford. He was a fantastic actor. He made a lot of headlines when it came to doing things bad. He just seemed to be just a consummate professional, man. And
Now I
Robert
remember the name of that Western movie. It was Jeremiah Johnson. That's the one
Really?
that I watched. Yeah, if you never watched that one, you got to watch it, dude. It's kind of a sad film, man. He's a mountain man, right? He goes out there in the mountains to get away from everything, and he falls in love with this Indian girl, right? And he
Hey,
adopts
man, happens to the best of us.
right Indian girl, right?
That's
So
Chica.
he falls in love with her, and she has a kid or whatever. Her and her kid, right? And they build a cabin and all this kind of stuff. And it's sad because at the end they wind up burning the cabin and they wind up killing the kid and the wife at the time, right?
Yeah.
His love interest. So it's like it's kind of a tragic story, man. And he just goes on to keep on living the mountain man life, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He passed away at the age of 89 in just outside of Provo, Utah, at his home over there. Cause of death not announced, but
Remember he did Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid too. That was a
can I be
classic.
honest with you, I've never seen that movie. I've seen
Really?
All the President's Men. I've seen a lot of the movies that he's done in, but Butch Cassidy's unfortunately one I haven't seen. Mario asking the question, did he do Charlotte's Web? He has. He did do Charlotte's
Yeah,
Web.
he did Charlotte's Web. Yeah, man. So he's done a lot of film, dude. A lot of film.
Dude, the one that's gonna pass away soon, that we're all gonna be like looking back on and bracing for is Clint Eastwood.
Dude, how old is he, man?
I'm looking up
He's
right
got to
now.
be 100, bro. He's pushing a hundo or something already.
No, I'd say he's 91. Let me see. He is 95.
He's 95.
95.
Wow. You know what? I got some homework for you to do, and I know how you like watching stuff, right? Like on Netflix or something.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
you got to check out the Charlie Sheen documentary.
Dude, Chica was talking to me about it over the
You
weekend.
have to see it.
Joe, can I tell you something, Joe? I'm over here at this meeting over here. You kind of went,
Yeah.
your audio went a little crazy. Okay.
I got it.
I was at a meeting over here at the convention center at the Henry B, and they were asking for people to take part in certain events. One of the events was going to have Charlie Sheen there, like taking part in like strategy. I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't want to hang out with Charlie Sheen. I don't know, man. I'm gonna get sick somehow or another.
You got to watch the documentary.
Yeah, dude,
He's-
Chica
it
was
was
not
wild.
happy with it, man. Chica was so disgusted by him, man. So, well,
Yeah.
fellas, I have to let you go. I have to let you guys go. The convention over here keeps going. It picks back up at 11:30, so I have to let everyone go a little bit early. But Joe, I will be in studio tomorrow,
Yeah.
and we'll knock out another edition of Area 210 podcast. Go visit Sean over at PF Chang's La Cantera. And by the way, why am I here? Is to learn how to become a better financial guy. I have a class that I'm going to be taking in a few minutes about pitfalls and IRAs and things to look out. Like, don't make certain mistakes with certain investments. That's my number, 210-508-0369, 210-508-0369. I've gotten a lot of business through this podcast, believe it or not. People who have called me, reached out to me. Hopefully get another client from that. But give me a call, 210-508-0369. I love doing retirement planning. Love doing life insurance, disability, long-term care, all that stuff. Give me a call, 508-0369. I'll be in studio tomorrow. But, Joe, I got to go make some more money. I got to go. Actually, it's training day. So, very cool, man. But, Joe, I'll let you go. I'll be back tomorrow, man.
We'll see you boys tomorrow. We're out. Peace.
Thank you, sir.